Oh, Marissa, huh? What's she doing? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then usually Nathan goes. Okay.
Hey, Coach, I have a couple for you. I want to start on the defensive end of the ball. It was 17 forced turnovers that turned into 24 points on the night. Can you just speak to what was working on that defensive side of the ball for you guys?
Yeah. I'm going to give my credit to Landon. Landon had the scout, but it was multiple. It was our whole staff that works really well together, and so I think his game planning tonight was really good. And then it's just execution with our players. Like our players, you should see Landon, just the way he delivers it. He has so much passion behind it. With that, the players just really owned it, and like you could almost see like they didn't want to let him down. And so attention to detail tonight was really key. Timing of when we were doubling AT at times, matching their physicality, and then at the end of the day, like making sure we own the boards. And I thought we did all of those tonight.
Yeah, and I want to kind of speak to that as well, because the second and the fourth, you guys, huge leads or built huge leads in those. What did you think was the difference between those two and the first and third, where it was a slow start to the game, but then also you lost the lead in the third? What was the difference you saw there?
I think our defense, when it's ramped up and the timing of it in terms of when we're supposed to do certain coverages, really ignites us to our offense, right? Because now we're playing in fast break. Now we're, getting layups. So really, I think it's our defensive when we continue to really see those certain coverages that, Landon had specifically for their actions. So I thought, again, he did a great job for setting them up for success tonight. And then we just started sharing the ball a lot more, I thought, in moments like that. So it was really good where we punched them, but then at the times where they scored against us, we settled into the game a little bit and we moved the ball. And I thought V did an amazing job orchestrating the game, 12 assists, 0 turnovers with foul trouble. I think her maturity really showed out tonight. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Michael Robertson, Sports Radio Service. So these guys had upset the Aces and disrupted their ceremony, and they come in here and they jump on you guys right away. So did you say something to them to make that 27-point turnaround when you guys were down 9 and went up 18?
I said play some effing defense. Give us some fight. We kind of, again, we tiptoed a little bit into this game. But, yeah, we ramped up our defense for sure. That was the priority tonight. We understand how talented, how much experience is within Phoenix Mercury on top of Nate, and his staff. It's, I think, one of the best staffs in the league. And so we just knew we had to be prepared for what they were going to do and what they're going to throw at us. You could never rest versus this team. This team has a lot of fight. But I was proud of our team for continuing to battle through all the punches that they threw.
Hi, Natalie, over here. Gabby Williams had 4 steals, but it seemed like she was always around the ball, even outside of those plays. What's something that she does that on defense that doesn't show up on the stat sheet?
I think her versatility to guard multiple positions. We were throwing multiple people on AT, but at the same time, like Gabby can guard 1 through 5. I think she does a great job with her physicality if it's in the post, and she has these active, long hands that are dangerous. And so what's really cool about Gabby is, like, you don't know when she's going to throw her hands out. That's something that she has worked on, I'm sure, since she was, small playing here in the Bay. But, no, it's just her instincts. It's just her. It's Gabby. And so, yeah, we just put her out there, and she's amazing. So, again, we're just so excited how much she's fitting really well with us. And to just see her selflessness of, like, the way she plays, it fits perfectly. Yeah.
Natalie, that stretch midway through the fourth quarter where Janelle had the 3 free throws and then a layup the next time down, they had cut the lead to single digits there. How crucial was that stretch to kind of get you guys that push to finish the way you did?
Yeah, it was, again, what I liked in the eyes of my players that now, like I said, this is why it's important to bring a lot of players back, is because I look at them in the eyes, and you could tell they weren't fazed, right? I looked at V. She had a couple things to say. She calmed them down. And so they were ready. And V says, we just got to throw one more punch. One more punch, guys. Then, we should be able to seal it. And so it's just that familiarity that I know, what buttons to press. So, yeah, it was just, again, it's always credit to the players. The players just were unfazed at that moment. And that's the growth from last year to this year, that they're growing into that. And that's really nice to see in Game 2.
Started the game 1 of 9 on the offensive end. Janelle and me here come in right away, and the offense kind of changes.
Right.
What kind of changes when those two come into the game and start lighting it up?
Just a different. I mean, obviously both of them can attack closeouts, and then they're long and then they rebound. So extra possessions. Obviously, when LA was getting in there, she was grabbing boards, putting it back up. I think she had an advantage versus her matchup, and so any time where we could, change the matchups and attack certain matchups, like that's just the versatility that we have. So again, credit to just their willingness to, Josh sometimes could be a starter, sometimes not. But again, it's the selflessness that goes back to who they are as a person, and just their ability to play anytime, any moment, doesn't matter. Whatever minutes they get, they're putting 100% into it. It just depends on matchups, depends on what, who we're playing and things like that. That's why what I love about our coaching staff is like we're very intentional with how we game plan. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what our coaches have for Chicago. Yes.
With Ja, what will make you, I know you said it's matchups, but what's going to make you consider your rotations if she keeps producing at this level, in terms of her, whether she comes off the bench or in the starting lineup? And then secondly, you guys have put up 90 at least 90 in your first 2 games. You must like offensively the way things are rolling.
Yeah. To me, starting doesn't matter. It's how you finish. It's always how you finish. And it's also with just the minutes. Like, if you guys think about it, does the first minute, is there more onus on importance than the last minute? Or in the second quarter? Or in the third quarter? Is there one more minute that's more precious? In me, no. My eyes, no. Every possession matters. Every minute matters. So that's what is the luxury of our team, is the selflessness and the humility of, coach, you want me to start? You don't want me to start? It's unbelievable, and it's rare, and I have a special group, with that. What was your second question? Yeah, I think just, again, understanding what we're doing, again, from year 1 to year 2. We tweaked a little bit, but there's a lot of carryover, too. So it's just like they know the times of when we need to punch. They know the times of when we need to attack a mismatch. They know the times of when we need to push it or just settle it. It just all comes from having another year together. Obviously, adding Gabby and Kia, like just 2 very high IQ players. You only build from there. You only progress. Yep.
Natalie, just how impressive was this win considering, I mean, you guys suited up 10, but you played 8.
Mm-hmm.
How impressive is that part of it? And going forward, how do you just manage the rotation when you still have some players out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I really wanted those 2, Mila and Jack, they were in the rotation. I just felt there was certain times where, I went with different lineups based off of matchups. So that's obviously, clearly it's on me. I'm the head coach, but I know those 2 are ready, and that's what I love is, like, I know if I would have put them in, they would have been ready for any matchup or for any coverage or any offensive attack. So it's nice that I have that. And it's nice that they had smiles on their faces. And I think what the coolest thing is you couldn't even tell if they didn't play, and I even told them, hey, y'all deserve a day off. You guys want it? They said, no, coach, we want to work out. And I'm like, please take a day off, like just rest. But that's who they are. They want to come in and they want to play stay ready games tomorrow. So I said, all right, cool, I'll be there. So, yeah.
Natalie, in a night where you get 36 points off the bench and your 3 bench players combined to be plus 68, I mean, you've talked about the depth of this team, but just the fact that even with 2 people missing, you can just throw different bodies at people and do different things, and everyone is very similar. I mean, in your head, do you just have to stay up at night thinking about all the different combinations of things you can do to just make other people's life miserable on both ends of the side of the floor?
Oh, you think I think like that? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. Because I told you guys, like, sleep was pretty much my struggle last year, I am sleeping better because of the roster that we built. So, again, just improving and taking into onus of more continuity and playing to our strengths. Like, it's really fun. Like I said, it's the coaches, too. Like, they get to decide which matchups they like and where we're going to attack. So it's a combination, not just me, not sleeping, but it's also my coaches as well. But we are sleeping, I think, as a total staff. We're actually getting better, So great question. But, again, my sleep is really important.
Coach, I would like to think that the better sleep kind of translates from the leadership that you have on this team. I asked who was helping to steady the ship at times when there was needed, and you mentioned Veronica, but then KT and Janelle said it was Kayla at times. Can you kind of just speak to, one, the resilience, but she had a game. You have 5 players in double digits. She had 19 tonight to come back from an injury, and still she said, I'm still working to feel like myself, but still able to be vocal, able to be a contributor out there, one of the main ones, and then able to kind of just be where she needed to be throughout tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's cool about our team is people talk about, who are your leaders. Everyone leads in their own way, and everyone gives that respect to each other of when to listen and when to lead and share that responsibility. Obviously, Caitlin, they're going to be the leaders on the calls on the court, but in terms of timeouts and huddles, it all varies between what needs to be said. KT, again, she had a tough matchup tonight. She was on AT, and so I love the fact she took the challenge. She was talking to our coaches about, hey, what does she see? How can we make this different or help her in certain sets? And so it was just really good to see Kayla open up and say, hey, let's do this on defense. I think we could really punch here. So just again having these open, quick conversations within the game, seeing that type of trust, it's immediate this year. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.